On this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the most important tools that you can use to help you overcome your anxiety in a natural way. And because of the likelihood of how long I'm going to talk about these 7 tools, I'm probably going to split this video into part 1 and part 2. So after you finish watching this one, make sure you check out my channel so that you look for video 2 so I can share the next tools with you that have also helped me drastically change my life and my anxiety, alongside what I'm going to be sharing in video number 1. So let's dive in. Hey, welcome back to another video. My name is Kara Michelle and I'm here to help you live your truth. And this is such a powerful topic for me as someone who spent majority of their life struggling with extreme anxiety and really negative overthinking, getting caught in that spiral, that stress, that tension, and honestly walking around every single day just with that feeling. I want to help anyone who's stuck there right now, or anyone who feels like anxiety is a really defining factor in their life and a huge part of their identity. So if that is you, you are in the right place. I'm here to support you, and I want to start this by letting you know, please just know you are not your anxiety, okay? The more you can detach from that label, the sooner you can start to see shifts and start to create a new identity, create a new life for yourself. So please just realize you are so much more than your anxiety. Your anxiety is just a byproduct of stuff going on, but it is not who you are. It is not the core being, or it's not the core self, okay? So as we get into this, the very first thing that is so important that I want to talk about is taking a holistic approach. A holistic approach, a natural approach. I talk about this a lot on my channel because I am very pro-holistic, and what that means is finding the root cause, okay? So most of society, most of the people in this world, and it's no fault to them, it's just what we've been taught, is that we look for external solutions, okay? We're looking for these fixes outside of us without doing the actual work, right? This is called like a band-aid solution. And I actually talk about this in my free mindset training, which is linked down below if you want to check that out after. But the example I give is like if you have the oil light go off in your car and you know you need to fix the oil or change the oil in order to keep running your car, the holistic approach would be to actually go do that work, to go get that oil changed, do whatever you need to do, right, to get it checked out. A non-holistic approach would be to just like cover it with duct tape and just think that it's going to be better, or just ignore it, bottle it up, and continue on your merry way, right? Now, the reason this is translating, and the reason I'm bringing this up, is that a lot of times we think that just taking something, for instance, anxiety medication, or bottling it up, or, you know, using some kind of substance, or anything that we're using as our coping mechanism, oftentimes is not very healthy for us in the long run. And so I'm not saying that those are always the bad thing, and in some cases maybe anxiety medication is necessary, but a lot of times it's just a quick fix, a band-aid fix that we're literally prescribed, instead of looking at the root cause and diving into that deep work to find a real solution. So one of my favorite questions to ask when I am experiencing moments of anxiety, and back in the days when it was my life, is like, what is my anxiety trying to tell me? So anxiety is just an emotion. It's just a feeling in your body, and oftentimes it comes from a lack of alignment or a lack of control. You know, when something feels like it doesn't feel good, maybe we feel anxious about it. When it doesn't feel right or perfect or true to us, then maybe we start to feel anxious about it or feel uncomfortable. And it's that feeling that creates the spiral that takes us off into that crazy anxiety place, right? Likewise, what is it trying to tell me? Because where is it coming from? And what am I maybe feeling like I don't have control over? So when we feel like we don't have control over certain areas of our life, that anxiety and stress can come in because we want so badly to control, we want so badly to know exactly what's going to happen, that then we create more anxiety and we operate from that place of fear. So finding the root cause, the holistic approach is looking at the anxiety instead of just feeling like you are the anxiety. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's like, what is this trying to tell me? Why is this showing up in my life? Another great reason or great explanation on this is like, I'm not gonna draw it. Let's save everyone the pain. I'm not gonna draw it. But I was gonna do a fish in a fishbowl. So just imagine a horrible drawing of that, because it would not have looked anything like it should have. But there's that saying of like, if the fish is sick, clean the water, right? Look at the environment, look at the things. Like if a fish is in dirty water and it's sick, you're gonna need to put it in clean water. You're gonna need to change the environment that it's in so that it can become healthy again, right? If it's in a toxic environment, no matter what it does, it's still gonna be surrounded by toxicity. And so this is where this kind of reflection and introspection on your life and on yourself and on your anxiety is gonna help you see, wow, okay, you know what? I actually notice I get anxious a lot around these few people. Why? Why is that? Well, it's because they make me feel bad about myself, or it's because they've made constant comments about me not being good enough, or it's because blah, 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 right? They do things that I don't feel aligned with, but I feel like pressured to do it, right? A lot of those different things could cause anxiety. But if you realize and you start to look at what's causing it, you can see that there's actually a solution and there's a way you can make a change. So without further ado, let's get into the actual steps. So I'm sharing with you guys 7 tools that have absolutely changed my relationship to anxiety and helped me get, freedom, inner peace, clarity, confidence, all that good stuff. And I really attribute all of these tools to my ability to, take off. And I was backpacking the world by myself for a few years. Started multiple businesses by myself, and just like really getting out of my comfort zone in so many different ways, and none of that would have been possible if I was still riddled by anxiety. So again, if you're feeling that way right now, please just know there's hope. Take anything you can from this video, even if one thing jumps out for you and helps you, run with that. Allow that to help you fuel and shift. And please feel free to comment your breakthroughs as you're watching this video. I love to hear what is the most beneficial for you, or if you have any questions as we go so that I can answer them on another video. So step number 1 is subconscious reprogramming. And as though it sounds complicated, running out of room, it's actually going to be very linked to this. So let me give an example of a lot of my anxiety, I believe, came from my mom, because she was a very worried person and very stressed. And so a lot of times she was focused on the negative and all the things that could go wrong. And as a child, while my brain was developing, and again, this is not to blame her because she was doing the best that she knew, and we can't be perfect, but now with my understanding of early childhood development and psychology and everything, it's like my subconscious was so impressionable at that time, and I was observing everything and taking it in, filtering it, and creating the lens in which I see the world. As a child, you were creating the lens in which you would see the world, okay? So whatever you observe from your parents or your caregivers or your family, your friends, your teachers, in those early childhood years really dictates your relationship to anxiety and to managing stress, and also your relationship to just like how you see things in general. So retraining your brain to see the world in a different way. And that does take a little bit of time. It takes some repetition and practice. I have another video all about that. It looks like this. It'll be linked down below. And it's really about, okay, catching, wait a minute, I'm going down that path. Why am I feeling this way? Where did this come from? So what is this? What is my anxiety trying to tell me? Where is it coming from? Oh, it's coming from my mom's fear of this, or it's coming from the fact that this happened to my friend and now I'm afraid it'll happen to me, or fear that I'll mess up or not be enough, blah, blah, blah. So what is it telling me? where is it coming from, and why is this showing up? I guess you could say, maybe you'd ask yourself that, why is this showing up right now? Why is this feeling so strong? Okay, because if you start to ask and dissect your anxiety, like asking those questions, you're gonna realize so much more about where it's actually coming from, and that allows you to then make a change. Okay, like, why am I programmed this way? That's another why that you could ask, is like, why do I see it this way? And the more I started to reflect on where my anxiety stemmed from and why I had it, the more I understood, oh my gosh, this is actually not me at all. It's just that I really observed this constantly in the world around me. And the more I saw it, the more I believed it to be true. And then the more I internalized and stressed, and shout out to all those empaths out there who are picking up energy a lot without even realizing it, you might be taking on other people's anxieties and creating your own relationship to that. So I will also start doing a series specifically for empaths. So if you are one of them and you want to check that out, comment down below. Just let me know, because I'm really excited to talk about that a little bit more. But with that said, you can start to reprogram your subconscious by shifting those patterns. So shifting out of the way that you see things, shifting out of those normal thoughts and habitual routines, habitual responses, instead of, having the anxious thought and following the habit and the pattern of going into it even deeper and deeper. It's like catching that and creating a new habit, creating a new response, which is where asking those questions is so powerful. And the last thing I want to say on this point is that use your overthinking to an advantage. My overthinking became my superpower when I first started working on anxiety relief, because I realized, wait a minute, if I can overthink into the negative and get whisked away onto this crazy scenario and potential story that is causing me all this pain and turmoil, well, I could also overthink in the opposite direction, and I can use my overthinking and my imagination for good. So instead of focusing on all the things that can go wrong, catch yourself when you're getting caught in that anxious spiral and go, wait a minute, let me switch this around here, even though it might be a challenge, even though it doesn't feel as easy. What are all the ways that this could go right? What if this happened and then that happened? And get yourself into those good feeling thoughts, and that's going to help you shift so much faster. So turn your overthinking into a superpower. You will be so happy that you did, and one day it will start to just be your default, because that's how you reprogram the subconscious mind. Okay? And number 2, the second tool that radically changed my life and my anxiety was meditation. And it's creating that inner peace, creating that peace, that new frame of mind, that new level of stillness. Again, at the beginning, it's probably going to be challenging. You might be like, oh my gosh, there's way too many thoughts for me to meditate. This is exactly why you want to start doing it. I have a beginner's guide to meditation linked down below as well, where I break down some different meditation styles to help you find the best style for you, because meditation doesn't have to look like sitting in silence with no thoughts in your mind. That probably seems like impossible depending on your current anxiety status. That seemed so far off for me years ago, and now it's like my favorite thing to do. And it's like become very much a default setting where I can just really be in that level, that 0 point, that consciousness, where there aren't thoughts coming in. There's no overthinking. I'm just purely connected. And so this allows us to reconnect to our truth and separate from the noise, the lies, the stories, the fears, all of those things that are keeping us stuck. So definitely, if you want help getting started with your meditations, grab that ebook. I dive into it so much more on there. And again, meditation looks a million different ways, which is why I don't want to go onto it in this video, because I'm already talking pretty long here, as I do. I get carried away. But you can meditate in so many different ways, and it's going to help just bring that level of calm. Even if you're only doing it like 5 minutes a day, that's still better than nothing. So give your brain a chance to just relax whatever that looks like. So again, it doesn't have to be sitting in silence. You don't have to have no thoughts, but you just want to do something that brings you into that peaceful state, makes you feel a little bit more connected to your true self, okay? Again, these are also inside the free anxiety ebook, which is linked below as well. So if you want to know even more about each of these points, check that out, okay? I've also got a video. I feel like I'm just plugging so many things right now, and I didn't mean to, but we're here. So I've also got a video. It looks like this, and it's all about the meditation for anxiety. So you can dive into that as well if you want after this one. And if you're finding this helpful so far, please hit the thumbs up, share with people you know who struggle with anxiety. If this can help one person, I'll be so happy. If this can help more, I'll be even happier. It doesn't matter, it's awesome either way. Please also subscribe and turn on the notifications so you're the first to be notified when I put out the new videos. So step number 3, or tool number 3 that really helped me a lot, was breath work. And this is now helping you ground into your body. So when we get caught in anxiety, we pretty much are disconnected from our body, right? We're all the way up here, just like spiraling in a really negative place, right? Now, breath work helps you reconnect into your body, can help you center and ground, come back into that physical, which then allows you to, be more present, to reconnect, to notice the world around you instead of getting stuck in that panic attack or that anxious spiral. So the more you can connect to your breath, there are many different ways to do that. Again, I share more of them and some of my favorites inside my free anxiety ebook. But there are so many different ways, whether you're just taking simple deep breaths and focusing really deeply on like connecting and acknowledging every step of your breath coming in, and then every step as it comes back out, like really practicing that mindfulness, being very present with your body, is going to help you stop being so present with your mind. You hear what I'm saying? So bring yourself into your body, connect to that breath, whether you're just like placing a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly, feeling your breath come in, your belly expand, your chest expand, and then letting it all out. Nice deep exhales are going to help you in these moments of anxiety. So without further ado, I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to share the next 4 tips on part 2 in the coming days. So make sure you've subscribed and turned on the notifications so that you are notified when that video comes out, where I share the rest of these anxiety things that have really helped me shift in a very natural way, okay? Yes, it means doing the work. I promise you it'll be worth it, and it creates the long-lasting change. Any of those band-aid fixes, any of those non-holistic approaches, they don't last. They either keep us using them forever, desperately hoping, or they just keep us stuck. So you want the real solution, and that's where all of these things are going to help you. So make sure you make sure you check out that free anxiety ebook down below, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for being here, and I really truly hope this will help you start to regain control over your anxiety soon and very fast.